Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're doing fine today. Um, this is going to be an interesting live. Yesterday I was talking to several people, and lately I've been having some kind of ideas and things coming to my mind, and I want to share with you what happened, and that why am I doing this live around what I say here, that many gurus are using personal development to feed the ego more than really helping you connect and become your true self, your higher self, get to know more of who you really are. So let me explain a bit this bold statement that I'm doing, because when I say these bold statements, I like to back them up with information. I want you to open your mind to what I got to say. And if you don't feel it's okay, just throw it away, discard it, that's fine. But if you're open to this, it might resonate a little bit, and I hope it does. So let me talk a little bit about how nowadays many people out there are using personal development as a feeding, strengthening the ego. So let's put it this way. And the other day I had kind of this, again, aha moment, where I've been teaching this for many years now, but it's like I started seeing more of the tools and the things out there and started analyzing, and I came to this conclusion. We have authoritarianism as one. Let's imagine a pendulum that's going back and forth, right? So if a pendulum is going back and forth, it's going one side, we're going to call that authoritarianism. And on the other side of the pendulum, the highest power would be permissivism. So authoritarianism would be beating yourself up, being hard on yourself, things like that. And permissivism is like, I don't care, everything is fine, everything is good, just sit here, chill out. So let me bring this on how people are confusing, even big gurus out there, these authoritarianism and permissivism as things to feed the ego. So one of the biggest things that I've been talking and for many years now is that affirmations are not helping most people out there. Why? Because if I don't feel good enough inside of me and I use affirmations to change that, I am forcing myself to change. That's authoritarianism. So if I use affirmations to force myself to change my subconscious mind, and most people, it is not working, but it resonates with them, not a lot, but with a lot of people, it resonates. Why? Because that's how we were raised up. When we were kids, most of us had some type of authoritarianism, authoritative figure in our house. So that resonates with a lot of people. So a lot of people out there are telling you how you need to feel, telling you how you need to act. They're telling you to push yourself to take actions. They tell you to do these affirmations to change your mind and get things going, And the problem is, again, that's authoritarianism. They're using this type of control so that you can get out of where you are. But unfortunately, you need to realize that if you are procrastinating, if you're not doing the things that you want to do, there is a mechanism, a protective mechanism in the subconscious mind created during childhood for a reason. So if I'm pushing myself to take actions before I understand why am I not taking actions, something is going to break eventually, or something is not going to work. So yes, a lot of people out there, let's say a lot, no, let's bring it down a notch. Some people out there have been able to become successful on the outside, be able to achieve the dreams that they want, be able to even earn the money that they want by pushing themselves to be able to achieve those things, by running over all these limiting negative false beliefs, but running over, that is authoritarianism. So imagine a kid, your kid comes to you and says, or your kid, nephew, niece comes over and says, hey, I'm scared. Oh, don't be scared. Let's go do this, whatever you're scared of. That wouldn't be loving. That is authoritarianism. Let's go do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's go and push you to do it. That is authoritarianism. And again, some people feel good at the beginning because it's like, oh, if Tommy is saying this guru, whatever out there is saying this, if I do it, it should work like this. So I try to force myself to feel good. But that's why so many people out there that are trying affirmations, visualization, visualizing things. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that affirmations don't work. The problem is we're doing it the wrong way to push ourselves. I do it very different and I get much better results. So it's not about pushing yourself. It's about understanding, bringing the information correctly for that specific situation that you have created in your mind, this perception, and then use affirmations to hold on that in place. Visualization is great. But if you just sit back and visualize, I want things to happen and just sit there, you know, as the law of attraction, oh, they teach me I just have to want it and it's going to come my way. That is permissivism. Is allow yourself not to do anything and expect the universe, whoever, brings something your way. What I believe is that we're here to learn, to grow, to evolve, to connect with our higher self. So there has to be learning. If I try to override my subconscious mind, override my limiting negative false beliefs without learning what's going in there, there's no learning. It's like solving the math exam for my kid so that he does better in the exam. I'm not understanding what's going on. I'm not supporting him. I'm not loving him, how he needs to learn what he needs to learn. The same going my way. We need to understand that we need to learn from the circumstances that are happening in our life. If you're struggling with money, if you're struggling with relationship, with your family, with your job, with your coworkers, with whatever it is that you're struggling, there is something that you need to learn from it. Just pushing affirmations inside of your mind, there's no learning. Yeah, you change the meaning. Not exactly. You think you change the meaning in your mind. You push yourself to change the meaning. So we need to understand that affirmations, visualizations, those kind of things are good. Don't get me wrong. I have my visualization board. The other day I was putting it together again because 80% of the things on my visualization board, I had hit them. But how was I able to achieve those things? How am I able to live the life that I'm living? Through learning. That was one of the biggest teachings my mentor, my spiritual teacher brought to me about how our life is, the mind and everything, how it works together. Affirmations by themselves are not going to really make you grow. It's going to make you grow your ego because you're forcing yourself to believe something that you don't want to believe. Because I have reasons to believe that I'm not good enough, that I'm inadequate, that whatever, something happened in my childhood that created that belief. There's a little boy, Tommy, that suffers something as a kid, and now I'm feeling not good enough, not deserving, not worthy. So if I start throwing affirmations, I'm shutting down that little Tommy. So I'm shutting myself from becoming my true self, from connecting more with my higher self, getting my potential out. So between the law of attraction of don't do anything, just sit back there and visualize whatever you want and it's going to come your way. It could happen. Don't get me wrong, guys. But if it were true, why is it that 80% of humankind are struggling with that? They're not getting what they want. Oh, they really don't want it. That's a bunch of crap. It's because it's not true. So yes, you can attract things, but if in your subconscious mind, you believe you're not good enough, you're inadequate, whatever, whenever the universe wants to bring you something, abundance, inside of your head, you're going to say, no, 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 I don't deserve that. Take it away. And that's what most people are doing. And I've seen it over and over again. I was doing that. So you need to understand that you got to be very careful because there's a lot of people out there that are teaching how to feed the ego. That's why a lot of people are, you know, when you make 10K, 50K, 100K, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel good enough. That's a bunch of crap. And then when you get to 50, 10K, the house you have, the relationship you want, you feel empty inside. You feel that you need more. And that's why we have people running after more and more and more and more things. Is a never ending, you know, hamster wheel because it's never enough. It's never good enough. Because we need to understand that that is feeding the ego. So personal development can be used as a development of the ego. and not the spiritual part, not your true self. So you got to be very careful, guys, out there. There's a lot of things out there, and a lot of people are using all of this to feel good enough. I'm part of the elite because I'm in this group. I'm part of the elite because now I'm meditative, because I eat better, I do this, I do that, I'm different from the rest. And that makes me feel good enough. No, you got to feel good enough no matter what's going on the outside. I'm not saying it's easy. It takes work, it takes practice. So we need to understand that personal development can be used to feed your ego. The more you grow spiritually and conscious, your ego grows too. And a lot of people are letting the ego grow more and more and more and more and make them feel that they're progressing spiritually. You know, people that say, oh, I'm awakened. What is it? I'm awakened. What are you talking about? Awakened was the Buddha, was the Christ, if you want, Krishna, Ram, and so many other people that were here on earth. Those were awakened. We might be awakening. But when people start talking like that, they want to set them aside from the rest because they don't feel good enough. So they need to set aside. Many years ago, people started becoming more and more millionaires. So a lot of people wanted to become millionaires. Now there's quote unquote more millionaires. So millionaires now want to become billionaires. You want to be part of this elite group. Why? Because you don't feel good about yourself, because you don't feel good enough. So guys, you got to be very, very careful with all of the things of personal development out there. Question me, question your gurus. If your guru is telling you what you got to feel, what you got to think, what you got to do, watch out. I teach the people that I work with, I help them or I teach them how to empower themselves. I don't empower them. Because if I empower them, I have them in the palm of my hand for the rest of their life. Those people that go from program to program, event to event, and they're just running after trying to see how their life changes. And the life is not changing. It's not, you, it's the person you're following. So you got to be very, very careful out there, guys. I had this aha moment that I need to share with you guys. Yesterday I was awake like an hour at night because I couldn't sleep thinking about all this. It wasn't bad. My mind was thinking about all of this. I want to share all of this knowledge because it's really scary how so many people out there are using all of this to feed the ego. And that's why people keep struggling and struggling and struggling. And they look for the next thing and the next thing to try to feel better. They feel better a little bit, and then they just go back to square one and their life doesn't change. How could that possibly be? If the law of attraction were true, half of humanity would have everything that they want. No learning there. Pushing yourself with affirmation, visualization to get whatever you want, and it's not working. There's something in here that needs to be changed. First, you need to learn. Listen, learn. We got to start listening what's going on in our head, connecting with ourselves. If you're looking on the outside, things to feel better, as you're not getting the results, that's going to shut you down because you're defining yourself if you're good enough or not for the results you get. And that's not true, guys. You are good enough who you are. You're part of the universe. You're perfect. But you have all these limiting negative false beliefs of who you think you are. And that's what you got to get rid of, guys. So if you are following people that are telling you how to think, telling you how to feel, telling you what to do, oh, there's something wrong there, guys. They're feeding your ego. They're wanting you to feel better for a little bit, then you're going to fall back, and then you're going to need them again, and need them again, and I need them again. 96% of people that work with me one-on-one see results in their life in a couple of months, and they stay there. They have their ups and downs, don't get me wrong, but they have always going up. Maybe like this, might be like this. But what they do in these big events, they make you feel like this, but then as you go back to your house, boom, you're back to square one. But you were up here for a second because they pumped you up with a bunch of garbage. Motivation, a lot of people do motivational speaking. That feels your ego. It feels good for a little bit, and then it runs away, and you need to go to the next video, and you need to go do the next video, you need to go do the next video because it's not working. So they hook you up to them. So watch out, guys, please, when you're going out there to personal development, is this making me stronger, making me believe more in myself, or is it making me believe more in the other person? Am I glorifying the other person, that he's going to save me, he's going to help, in a way, help? It's not bad help, but say, rescue me, save me. No, guys, you got to learn how to rescue yourselves. And that's one of the biggest things that I teach, how to rescue, how to save yourself. Because if not, this starts to be more like following in a negative way more than really becoming your true self. I hope this makes sense, guys. I hope you can open your mind and start questioning what I say and what other people say, because I have seen so many big gurus out there teaching these authoritarian things or permissive things. And the middle way that the Buddha talks a lot, the middle way is love, guys. Love. I'm feeling sad. Why am I feeling sad? Why am I feeling this? What is the trigger of this sadness? What is the false belief of this sadness? That's how we start identifying what's going on in our subconscious mind. What do I feel? Why do I feel this? I start learning. How does this make me feel about myself? Those are the three questions that I teach every person that works with me. How do I feel? Your emotions are going to be the GPS that are going to lead into the subconscious mind to find the false beliefs. Why do I feel this? What happened in my childhood, a specific event that made me believe this about myself? Yeah. And then the false belief in itself. When we start doing that, we start bringing back from our subconscious mind the memories of different events that started creating these limiting negative and false beliefs. And now from there, connected, we're going to bring information, not affirmations, guys. A lot of people that teach inner child healing, that teach timeline therapy, they just find the little kid and they just vomit positivity on there. That's authoritarianism. You're telling the kid that it needs to feel well. So you show up there and tell your little kid, I love you, I care for you from now on, blah, 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 and they vomit positivity. That's authoritarianism, because you're not learning from that little kid. You're telling that little kid how he needs to feel. And I use that analogy with my kid when he came to tell me that he felt ugly. He felt ugly. He told me, Dad, I'm ugly. So I asked him, why are you ugly? I don't like my face. Why don't you like your face? I don't like my eyes. What don't you like about your eyes? Well, color. Why don't you like the color? Because they're different from my brother. So I brought him the information. I didn't push him. I brought the information that helped him change his mind on what he thought about himself, because I explained to him that we're all different and that my eyes are very similar to his. And if it weren't, it doesn't matter. My eyes were different than his brother's, different than my wife and everybody else. And I told him that within that uniqueness, we're all beautiful. He smiled and walked away, realizing that he wasn't ugly because he had different color eyes. So I helped him change that belief. I didn't force him. So vomiting positivity to your younger self, that is crap. And I see a lot of big names doing that out there, guys. That is authoritarianism. They're using personal development to develop the ego, not to develop the true self. So you gotta watch out, guys. There might be some people writing here. If you have any questions to put down here, if you like this, send me some love, send me some comments, guys. And I won't be able to see them right now because I'm on Zoom, but when I go on Facebook in a second, I'm going to take a look at that. But I want to share with you guys, and I'm very passionate about this, as you can see, because it's like, what's going on with society? Why are we still stuck if we're doing all these things? And I've been there too, guys. And I thought it was me. I had some people blaming me, like, Tommy, you're not getting results because there's something wrong with you. You're the problem. No, they were giving me the wrong tools. They were feeding my ego. They weren't really nurturing and helping me. Thank you, Angie. I'm seeing some comments there. There you go, Angie. Thank you very much for your comment. If you have any questions, Angie, to put them here. So it's very important, guys, that we need to start working on developing our true self and not the ego. Let's stop this nonsense. Pushing ourselves to feel better, nonsense. Pushing ourselves to take actions, nonsense. Authoritarian figure. Stop that, because that's not how you grow, guys. We got to stop that. Stop feeding the ego. Start nurturing your true self, discovering who you really are. So many people out there teach you to become someone else. That is authoritarian, is rejecting who you are. The problem is that people have a negative image of who they are, so they need to repress who they supposedly are to become somebody else, to become successful in life. But if the universe is perfect, if God is perfect, and he made us, the universe made us, whoever you want to call it, we're perfect too, guys. We don't need to become somebody else. We need to get rid of the false image that we are. Again, wanting to become somebody else is of the ego, is a protective mechanism of the ego. So please, let's stop this nonsense. Let's start working on becoming our true self. That is our mission in life, become our true self. And in the path of that, help others around us. But let's stop really feeding the ego. Start doing some, I don't know the word exactly, to start, questioning to see what is it from the ego and what is it pure love. If you're pushing yourself, that's not love. So you got to understand that if, look at this, the stove is hot because, you burnt yourself, if you learned that it's hot. So if I tell you right now, put your hand on the stove, you're going to say like, no, that's a protective mechanism. You're going to get burned. So you're not going to put the hand there. So if you got to do something and you're not doing it, it's because your mind has attached something there. There's a reason why you're not doing something, why you're procrastinating, why you're feeling stress, why you're feeling anxiety, why you're feeling whatever it is, guys. Those are protective mechanisms of the mind because there's something deeper. Pushing yourself to do things is authoritarian. Withdrawing from society and not talking to anybody, not getting into relationship, not, doing whatever, that is withdrawn because you're falling into permissivism. You're allowing yourself to not learn, not grow, not get challenged. So by authoritarianism, the belief system doesn't change. It gets repressed, but that doesn't let your true self come out. And permissivism, there's no growth there either. So again, we need to start going deeper, being able to discern what is right, what is wrong, what's the ego, what is nurturing my soul, my heart, my true self. So I hope that makes sense, guys. I've seen this over and over and over again. And it's pretty sad to see that because there's a lot of people out there thinking that they're moving forward in their life, feeling that they're moving forward in their life, but what they're true doing is they're feeding the ego. And yes, they're getting some results. They're finding the partner they want, but deep down, if you seek deep down and you are very honest with yourself, if you're having the things that you wanted, are you really happy deep down? That's something you need to ask yourself. Are there little voices in the back of your head that are still telling you like, oh, I feel a little bit uneasy. Oh, but I have what I want. Oh, I don't feel, I feel a little bit lonely. Oh, but I have my partner. I shouldn't feel lonely. And you repress it. So if there's a part of you that's lonely because you're looking on the outside instead of giving to yourself. So let's start working on identifying when we're feeding the ego and when we're really feeding and developing the soul. So I hope this makes sense, guys. I really needed to do this video. I know it goes against a lot of people out there. I don't care. People that don't like it, go your way, guys. It's fine. I don't mind. People that resonate are going to stick around. Unfriend me if you don't like this, guys. But it is my truth, and I'm going to speak my truth, even if it's going to generate people that are not going to like what I got to say. So again, if you don't like what I got to say, you can write it here. We can have a discussion. We can grow together. If you don't like it, you want to go, you can go. You're free to go. But remember, if this might be bothering you guys, it is always something in the mind. Whatever bothers me on the outside, it's because there's something going on in the inside. So it might be challenging your ego and you might not like it. That would be another reason. And if you're liking it, just right here as Angie can stop by. Teresa, thank you very much. Thank you for stopping by, guys. If you have any questions, just reach out. I'm here to serve, and I'm here to try to help you guys empower yourself to become your true self, to be able to get more out of life than just, the norm, because you are meant for greatness. All of us, all of us. But we need to get rid of the limiting negative or false beliefs that are holding us back. Your past made you who you are in a good way today, but and the negatives too. So if you start getting rid of the negatives, you can become your true self and be able to start manifesting more through actions first, the things that you want in your life. And I've seen big changes in my life, and many of you have heard it from a failed marriage, failed businesses, problems with my family, many problems with relationships. I couldn't have steady relations. I had many problems with that. I had issues. As I started working all of this, everything started to change. My life has made a big turn. I'm living in my dream place. We just bought a big piece of land. We want to build our dream house there. I have a beautiful family. I have 2 amazing businesses. You can start getting more of what you want, but it takes work and it takes learning. It's not just, getting rid of what's bothering me. It's learning from it, because there's a reason why it's there. That is why we're here, to learn. If there's no learning in a challenge, there's no growing, guys. There's no evolving. It's just repressing. So again, thank you very much for listening. Just let me know if you're liking this. Hope to see you around, guys. Take care. Thank you very much. Have a great week.